Hello everyone, I'm back with another DVD slash Blu-ray update. I got 6 titles today, 4 of which are in the horror genre. I'm going to start with the non-horror titles first. Alright, so the first film I'm going to talk about is Scarlett Johansson. Under the Skin, starring Scarlett Johansson. In this movie, she's like this alien, and basically for most of the movie, she drives around picking up guys. And then she brings them back to her place, and they get caught in some kind of liquid stuff. Like the floor becomes liquid, and they kind of sink down to the bottom, and they kind of dissolve. They never really explain why she's even doing it or what's going on. It's a very strange movie, and also a very slow movie. I had a really hard time making it through this movie. Like I fell asleep twice trying to watch this movie. I finally had to put it on early enough so I didn't fall asleep, and even then I still fell asleep. And I had to stop, rewind the movie, and watch it again to finish it. Um, the reason most people are going to want this movie is because Scarlett Johansson does full frontal in it. But other than that, I had a hard time with it. I think this movie was based on a book, so I don't know if you read the book, if you'd enjoy the movie more. I think it's a Scottish movie, and the accents are really thick when the guys speak, so it's kind of a bit rough. I didn't mind this though, but I probably would never watch this again. Alright, next we have Blue Ruin, and this is a revenge movie, and I had the pleasure of watching this movie cold, not knowing anything about it. Like, I'm not even going to talk about this movie this much, like at all, because I think you should just watch it. Don't watch any other reviews on it, and just check it out. I had a great time with this. This film got a lot of press because Eve Plum, who used to play Jan Brady from the Brady Bunch, she's in this towards the end. But this is a good movie. I'd highly recommend this film. Now on to the horror. Alright, now this is my only Blu-ray of the bunch, and this is Vampire Circus, and this is from Synapse Films, and this is a Blu-ray combo pack, and it's also a Hammer horror movie. I'm really looking forward to watching this movie. I never even heard of it before. All these films now that I'm showing you, I picked up at Dr. Disc, so these were all used. That's one of the things I like about buying used movies is sometimes I come across stuff that I wouldn't see in the stores, or for really cheap money. Cheap prices, cheap money. That makes no damn sense. I'm really looking forward to watching this one. I may actually review this one. There's the DVD, and there's the Blu-ray, and there's a picture behind here. I'm gonna remove the disc so you can check out the picture. I might have to even, let's see what I can do. There we go. She's kind of like a tiger woman, I guess. I don't know. She's probably a vampire too. Won't know until I watch the movie, which hopefully we'll be doing very soon. Alright, next up I have another Hammer horror movie, and this is The Horror of Frankenstein. Now this one, I remember watching this one like a while back in the 90s on VHS. My buddy had picked this up because he was collecting a lot of Hammer movies back then, and we sat down and watched it. Now this movie is kind of like one of the first reboots I've ever seen for any movie. Basically, the Hammer horror Frankenstein movies where Peter Cushing played Dr. Frankenstein. Now this one, they replaced him with Ralph Bates. And I guess this was around the time that Hammer was coming into trouble because like a lot of the horror was changing, and the old vampire Frankenstein monster thing wasn't really cutting it anymore. So they revamped the series. They went with a younger Frankenstein, and the character is really an ass in this movie. He reminds me a little bit of Jeffrey Combs in the Reanimator series. Like, he's a total dick. Like, there's a woman that's in love with him, but he doesn't give a shit because he's full of himself. And the monster in this movie is actually played by David Prowse, who was obviously Darth Vader, which is kind of cool. That's another reason why I picked this up. Got a good deal on this one. I think this isn't out of print, but it's like an early Anchor Bay release. There's really cool liner notes in here as well. I won't bother taking that out, but I guess this was probably the original artwork. Alright, next we have documentary, Never Sleep Again. It's the Elm Street Legacy. I'm really excited to get this. I'm actually really late in the game on this release. This came out like years and years ago, but I just never bothered to get it. I picked it up used for $5. I'm halfway through it because the documentary in this is like 4 hours long, and it covers almost the entire Nightmare on Elm Street series, even the Freddy's Nightmares portion, the TV series that used to be on back in the late 80s, which I really loved. Watching this really made me want to pick up the rest of the movies. I only have the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I don't have any of the sequels. The portion where they talk about part 2, was it Freddy's Revenge? That was really hilarious because I guess that movie with its homosexual undertones was kind of funny because I guess it was supposed to be more subtle, but I didn't notice it when I was a kid, but watching the scenes from it now kind of makes me smirk a little bit, and I'm really curious to watch that one again. So I'm hoping at some point I can get the Blu-ray that has all the movies in it. Alright, and last up is the one release that I'm really excited to get, and this is Sweet 16, and this is a Code Red release. This is Spine number 12. I've been wanting to see this movie for a long time. I remember back in the 80s I rented some horror movie on video cassette, and they had a trailer for this film. I never did see this film. And earlier this week I went to Dr. Disc, and Liam was like, hey, there's some new horror movies in there. So I was looking around and I found this. I guess this goes for good money on Amazon and eBay. I paid $10 for it. The cast for this movie is a bit odd. It's got Patrick McNee, am I saying his name right? And Bo Hopkins, which is kind of a weird kind of pairing for like a slasher movie. Hopefully it's a slasher movie and not so much of a crime film, but I think it's a slasher movie. If anyone's seen this film, let me know what you think about it. But I'm really excited to watch that, and I'll be watching this soon, I think. Alright guys, so that's my update for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.